everyone, it's Jena here, and today I am back with a new process video for Bramble Fox. This month I have been playing with the October Fox box, which has so many lovely bits in, lots of sort of autumnal sort of vibey bits, but there are also some really versatile titles and animals in there that could be used, you know, on projects that are not necessarily all about autumn. So I'm using this piece today which says wildlife, and I had actually planned to use this with some sort of autumn photos that I took last year. However, as I was looking for those, I came across these photos that I've got on my desk here, hoping you can sort of see them, but these were photos that I took on holiday like a few years ago, where I went to a sort of like walk around safari park thing. There were loads of monkeys, and this is a photo of me with one of them on my shoulder. I had a box of sort of fruit and veg, and I was trying to feed it, and I didn't realise that it would climb all over me, but it did, and I managed to get some quite good photos of it. So I found these photos by chance, and I actually thought these would work a little bit better than the ones that I had originally planned. So at the start of the video, it did actually not pick up the first part of what I recorded, but I used stencil 23 to create these beautiful sort of stenciled leaves that you can see on the top left hand corner of my desk. I just used some Distress Oxide in the shade Bundled Sage for the sort of main colour, and then the darker colour I believe is called Lucky Clover, just for those little bits in the middle. So I also went through a couple of paper pads to pull out these bright colours. So I've gone with a very sort of autumnal colour palette today, even though my photos are now not autumnal. But I had this idea before I found the photos, so I figured I would just run with it still. So I got 4 patterned, well, I say patterned, they're not patterned at all, 4 block papers, and I got this font on my silhouette, and it's basically like a Dingbat font, but all of the sort of characters look like paint smears. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but you know what I mean. So I thought that would be quite cool to basically have a whole heap of different paint smears in different colours, and put that against sort of a white background to create quite a nice contrast. I can't quite remember the name of the font, but I will leave it in my description box below. I think I got it in the Silhouette store when there was a sale on a little while back. I find that fonts are actually way more expensive, understandably so, so I don't often buy them until they have like a 50% off sale, but they are quite frequent in the Silhouette design store. So if this is something that you think would be great for your projects, and maybe keep an eye out to save a bit of money. So I'll leave that below, but as I was talking, I added some hand stitching to my paint smears in coordinating colours. So I've got purple, red, orange and yellow, and to be honest, I really didn't need to do much of the red, which is a little bit annoying because this took so long to sew, but we learn from our mistakes, and I know next time I'll do less that I don't need to do. But I was actually thinking about having this sort of the other way around from the way in which that I do end up with it. I was going to have sort of the yellow at the bottom and the purple going up, so I would have missed out some of the orange anyway. So I figured I would just do it all, and then I could decide what I preferred. Anywho, so all the stitching is done now. I've got my photos, I've got some pattern paper behind them. I've just positioned those to the bottom left hand corner of my page, and I've also put my stenciled leaf pieces around each of the photos. I fussy cut some orange florals, I think from a fairly recent Doodle Bug collection. I have a feeling this was the crafty one from last year. There was a really nice piece of patterned paper with all sorts of different flowers on, sort of different colours, different sizes, and I think that is from there. I do also have the paper snips from the wildlife collection, the new wildlife collection, and there was one on here which was red, and it says wild and free, and I thought actually that would go really well with the colours in my photograph, because I'm wearing a red bodysuit, and I've also got the red in the paint splatters as well. So I punched that out, and then I added one of the epoxy flare stickers to the top. I really love these because they're so versatile. They add a nice little bit of dimension to a page, and they're not as bulky as normal flare, so they are an absolute winner in my opinion. So I have got my perspective there, and I drew around it on some white cardstock, cut that out, glued my perspective to the white cardstock, and then I've just raised that up on some foam pads just to give that a little bit of shadowing underneath from the height. I don't do too much more to this layout, to be honest. It's really simple, and because I spent so much effort on sewing the paint strips, I really didn't want to cover that much of it up. So the last little bit that I'm going to do today is I'm just going to pull out a few sequins. So I've got these in coordinating colours again, so I'm just going to add some plum purple ones down to the bottom right hand side of my page. I've got some sort of dark red ones that I'm adding to the sort of bottom left hand side of my page next to the red strips, and then I've also got a few orange ones that I'm going to add just to the top of that leaf sprig, again on the left hand side of my page. And I'm just going to adhere those with some glossy accents. And there we are, that is the final layout. It's a super simple one for me today. I wish I could say it was super quick as well, but unfortunately it took a little while to do. But I really love how this turned out. I love the colours, and I love the perspectives because they are super versatile. And obviously so are the stencils as well. So I'll leave links in my description box to everything that I've used today, but I do hope you have enjoyed watching, and yeah, I hope to see you again in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.